on a two-state solution for Israel and Palestine. And this conference will be co-chaired by France and Saudi Arabia.
We've always said that Israel had a right to defend itself. But unfortunately, Israel's response has gone too far, and its actions have caused a terrible humanitarian disaster. And the restrictions imposed on the delivery of humanitarian supplies are completely unacceptable. In our opinion, it may even be a likely breach of international humanitarian law. So it cannot be justified. We join countries around the world to call for an immediate ceasefire, for the unhindered delivery of humanitarian aid, for the protection of civilians, and also for the return of hostages.
Now, Mr. Macron will be wrapping up his two-day state visit to Singapore tonight, when he will be delivering the keynote address at the Shangri-La Dialogue.
Many thanks for that, Jerry Dean, for that update. Jeremy Yap reporting from Singapore Parliament House. Our French President Emmanuel Macron will be delivering a keynote address later today at the Shangri-La Dialogue, Asia's premier defense summit taking place in Singapore. The event will see 47 countries, including 40 ministerial-level delegates in attendance, discussing the region's most pressing security challenges. U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth is making his debut at the summit. The head of the American Embassy in Singapore is talking of Indo-Pacific commitment, saying Washington's delegation is the largest and the most robust to the forum in years. China has announced that a delegation from the PLA's National Defense University will take part in the Shangri-La Dialogue this year. The annual meeting is usually attended by its defense minister. Arnold Gay with more on the key issues and themes fronting the dialogue.
It's tempting to say that, nothing has changed and some of the issues are still there, but that would really be incorrect. It is true that, issues like the Ukraine and Gaza wars, Taiwan Strait, the Myanmar situation and South China Sea maritime disputes are still there. They are, of course, on the agenda, and the delegates will be, doing as much as they can to pressure the parties and to find solutions which are acceptable to the parties in an attempt to resolve the situation. I should also say that it's not correct because it's not static. There are developments along the security policy making front, if you like. It's evolved. Security has evolved. We're talking about things like undersea warfare at this forum. There's outer space defense now, as well as data cable protection. Now these were once niche, but these discussions have now taken on a wider, if you like, regional scale, and delegates will also be actively talking about them, and there are actually a couple of sessions which will deal directly with these issues and subjects as well. What's new for this dialogue this year would be the Pakistan-India situation along the Kashmir border. Tensions, as you know, remain high after 4 days of clashes between the two sides. We are hearing that both parties are here. They're not talking to each other directly, but they are talking to other delegates. And one attendee, that we've spoken to, says the level of misinformation, for example, on the clash, on the dispute between the two parties has been very high, and pointing out that something needs to be done to reduce this misinformation. And that's why you probably see cybersecurity on the agenda as well.
Singapore and the US have agreed on the importance of continued US engagement in Asia-Pacific. Singapore's Defense Ministry says this is vital for peace, stability and prosperity in the region. US Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth has expressed appreciation for Singapore's consistent support for its military presence in the region. Mr. Hegseth met Singapore Defense Minister Chan Chun Sing on the sidelines of the Shangri-La Dialogue. They reaffirmed the excellent and long-standing defense ties and mutually beneficial partnership. Mr. Chan expressed appreciation for the long-standing support of the US for the Singapore Armed Forces training in the US. They also discussed ways to further strengthen defense cooperation and exchanged views on global and regional security issues.